I go to Wabash College, which is one of only 3 all-male colleges left in the country. So, as you're probably asking yourself, Luke, does that mean you're very picky about women? And the answer is yes. So I have written a love song for the ideal Wabash woman to kind of explain what we're looking for. If you are this woman, come see me after the show. I want a girl, thank you. So, believe it or not, I am single. For the first time in my life, I was one of those kind of like serial monogamous, like relationship, and I just kind of realized can't do it right now. I'm just not in a place emotionally to be able to stay in a relationship, which sounds weird to me, because that's like, oh yeah, I want everything with the relationship, but commitment and like the sucky parts. And that wouldn't work with anything else. Like, could you imagine going into your boss and being like, look, realistically, getting paid is awesome, but I just can't really commit to the job. So if you can keep paying me, and it doesn't even have to just be you, like ideally, I would be getting paid by a lot of different bosses who I don't work for. So emotionally, that was what would be good for me right now. It is hard to meet women when you go to an all-male college, and having been in relationships for a while, I'm a little rusty, especially because of that situation. I'm a little too blunt. You can't walk up to a girl at a bar and be like, hey, I think you're really pretty, I'd like to buy you a drink. Maybe another time. Maybe we'll go back and we'll hang out and hook up and then maybe talk to you tomorrow. Maybe not. Just kind of see what happens and understand that realistically we may never see each other. How's that sound? That doesn't work. You can't really go about doing that. It doesn't help that I'm this skinny too. I don't know if you guys can tell. You never hear a woman brag about how skinny her boyfriend is. And you never hear a girl like, oh my God, Trisha, last week we were at the pool. He got out without his shirt on. It took just about every bit of self-control I had not to just play as the ribs with the silence on that. It's amazing. They stick out so far you could like trace the turkey with them. It's hot. You never have a woman, brag about how skinny her boyfriend is. Like last night we were hooking up, it was getting crazy. He just forced himself on top of me, couldn't even feel like he was up there. It was amazing. I felt this penetration of pleasure and still without the cumbersome feeling of having another human on top of you. I imagine it's probably a lot like what Mary felt when Jesus was conceived, that kind of immaculate conception. That's how skinny I am, I'm like angel light, like those of you laughing. And ladies, I've tried everything to gain weight, which means most women hate me because I still wear a size 3. It's awful. I'm like that guy who can eat a bag of Oreos and lose weight in the effort. It's a little ridiculous. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I could never be one of those models on the cover of one of those cheesy romantic novels, because they're always like buff and tan, and like I would be hot in like the 1600s when pale skin was appreciated. I was like look at this. Do you know how rare this is? Like I'm not a ginger and I'm still this pale. Like that's rare. So somebody wants to see the picture of like the whole, it's always the big buff dudes with the long hair, like carrying the woman with ease in his face is like, you are so light, it's worth it, I love you. Nobody wants to see me like struggling to get a girl off the ground. That's just not sexy. You guys are awful for laughing. What if it's medical? One thing that would be nice though is the fact that, I would be a really cheap alcoholic. Like that would be a pretty cheap, such a lightweight, like look at me, I weigh like $1.12. I spent $2 on a beer and I'm done for the night. College kids, how many of you ever had that one crazy night where you drank a little too much, wake up the next morning, and you're just like, oh shit. Yeah. We have those at Wabash. I woke up this morning next to someone lovely. For the life of me, I can't recall her name. I'm pretty sure it started with a consonant. But then again, I really can't be sure. I turned prepared to greet her with good morning, but found that I had lost the gift of gab. From out the smile that sat beneath those baby blues, they said, I think you're in my bio lab. At any other school that might not worry you to get drunk and sleep with someone from a class. But when you go to Wabash, it's a different tale. You'll wake up with an awfully achy ass. Thank you guys, that's my time. Please welcome to the stage, welcome to the stage, the next comic, Patrick Henry.